Hello guys, welcome to RaceDTV. My name's Paul and today we're going to be talking about everything we know about F1 2019 so far ahead of its release this June 2019. As you can see, we've got some track action on the screen behind us. We're in something new for the Formula 1 franchise. We're in a Formula 2 car, and this is perhaps one of the biggest headlines from the news that we know about F1 2019 so far. So, to recap a little bit on the series before we start, the Formula 1 franchise has been held by Codemasters since their first release for the 2010 Formula 1 season. Each year, the game has seemingly grown a little bit larger. There's been more depth to the offline career mode. We've had some historic cars added to the title as well over time, and some minor different versions of some of the current calendar tracks. Think Monaco at night time, for example, or shorter versions of current venues on the calendar. But for 2019, we've got something brand new. We've got the FIA Formula 2 Championship coming to the sim for the first time. Previously known as GP2, the Formula 2 category has steadily grown in prestige over recent years, so much so that last season, 2018, the top three drivers, Lando Norris, George Russell and Alex Albon, with George Russell as champion, moved into Formula 1 for the new year. To mark that occasion, Codemasters have brought Formula 2 cars to the new title for the very first time. So you see we're riding on board now at the Baku Street Circuit in the Formula 2 content, and this is a really big, a really exciting piece of news for the Formula 1 franchise of games. Now, the time of recording this in early May 2019, so a full month before the game releases to the public, it's a little bit clouded in mystery exactly how this Formula 2 content is going to fit in the title. We know that the championship mode, where you can select the cars and the tracks and do a full season, will be possible to use with Formula 2 content. But we learnt very recently from a tweet by one of the Codemasters staff members that actually in the career mode of the game, Formula 2 won't be fully compatible with the title. What that, I understand, means is you will not do a full season of Formula 2 and then be offered the rights to move up to Formula 1 racing, but instead you'll be given a 3-race championship with a narrative attached before moving up to the Grand Prix to big leagues. Exactly how this will look, what it will look like within Formula 1 2019 game world is yet to be seen. And it's a little bit, to be honest, it's a little bit, I think, personally, of a missed opportunity for Codemasters. It would have been great, in my mind, to have seen a full Formula 2 campaign, to have gone from a full season in that, and if you've achieved enough, move up to Formula 1. But apparently that's not the case. But we don't know the full details on that yet, exactly what it will look like and what it will mean, so we'll wait with that one a little bit longer and see if Codemasters are a bit more explicit and detailed in what the Formula 1 career mode will be like, the Formula 2 career mode, sorry, in F1 2019. But just to clarify, these cars you see behind us will be drivable in championship mode, and I believe single player as well, so that's great news. And also, before we move on to the main Formula 1 content, as we switch to Danny Rick's Renault in a vastly improved graphical environment that is Bahrain at night, it is the 2018 cars in Formula 2 we'll be getting at the beginning, and a free update later in the season to the 2019 Formula 2 field will be added to the game at a later date. Now, the main portion of F1 2019 is this, Formula 1 cars. Of course, all 21 tracks of the 2019 Formula 1 season will be included, all the new teams, drivers and liveries as well, and importantly the game will be coming out a full 2 months earlier than usual, in time for the Hungarian Grand Prix in June 2019, which is quite exciting because it'll give players a chance to race the content for a little bit longer as the real season is ongoing. And in terms of buying the game, we also know that the title will come once again with some historic content. Now, there's various different different packages that you can purchase for F1 2019 when it releases. One of which will include what's been called the Legends DLC. So Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna will be heavily featured in the historic content. They're the 1990 cars, so it's Prost in the Ferrari F90 and Senna in his Marlboro liveried McLaren Honda. And there'll be 8 different challenges or races that you will be able to participate in that Codemasters promise will replicate some of the big moments in the history of their rivalry. We're not sure what those are yet, but it's another interesting way that Coders are looking to incorporate the historic content in the game, but in a hopefully a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more appropriate format than has been the case with previous historic content. Also up for grabs in the historic DLC line, or depending on the package you've bought, the standard offering, there's going to be the Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button McLaren Mercedes will be available, as will Alonso and Felipe Massa's Ferrari too. So there's going to be a few cars that have appeared in previous games, but it's very nice to see some more historic content. We don't yet know how that will be incorporated into the game, so we're not quite sure exactly how that will form part of the career mode. In the previous release, F1 2018, it felt a bit awkward how they had like exhibition races for historic cars. I didn't really like that, and personally I'm not an historic content fan in the Formula 1 franchise of games, but different things for different folks. So moving on swiftly to the modern stuff. Codemasters have promised a significant, and I quote the word significant, graphical update to the new game, so the tracks now will feel more alive, the graphics and the performance will be stronger than the previous release. The car you see behind us, Daniel Ricciardo's Renault RS19, is racing in night conditions at Bahrain, and this is an area that Codemasters claim they have significantly improved over the previous game, so visually night racing will look a lot better and a lot sharper in the new title, and I think you can agree it all does look really good so far. I'm actually quite impressed with the graphics of Formula 1 2019. I can't comment on the physics or the handling. I've not driven the game yet, although I hope to do so a little bit later this month, so I'll let you know all about that when it happens. But from a visual point of view, F1 2019 continues to look like a really good, solid product, and I'm quite impressed with the visuals Codemasters have got going on at the moment. It's a yearly franchise, and as such, the yearly updates keep coming on in, so it's got all the rules and regulations, cars, teams and drivers of the new season, the 21 race calendar as well, and yeah, Codemasters have made good strides with the Formula 1 franchise in recent years, and I fully expect that to continue with Formula 1 2019. So I've been Paul, this has been RDTV. We've not got a lot to share about Formula 1 2019, but we are excited, I'm sure you will all agree. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and stay tuned to RaceDepartment.com, our YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and yeah, we'll bring you all the news as and when it's available. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you later. Bye bye.